Oh.
And like he would fall as soon as I stopped pressing the control stick at all. But as I was pressing it, he was like just stuck there, and the camera's like freaking out about it.
It's funny.
So the first boss fight again, I had supersonic, so that made it ridiculously easy.
Cheater.
Yeah, that
Hey, I went through those crappy special stages. I earned those emeralds.
they weren't crappy until like the last three.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Especially in 7.
We'll get to
Number
those
7.
later.
Should we talk? Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to those in a minute. All right, so yeah, we after that first boss fight, which was ridiculously easy with supersonic, you go through more of the level, and then there's essentially the start of speed race again. Only this time you have tails, and that breaks everything.
Because you just roll and as a giant ball and you destroy the level.
And again, with supersonic, ridiculously easy. Like you'll just 3 jumps. Aha! I've done it.
I think it's
supersonic,
even
like, break
easier
the-
with
it's
tails
really like-
because you can just bash through all the walls.
Well, you can do that with supersonic too.
Oh, you can?
Does he just break them when he touches them?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. Then
Okay.
Supersonic wins again, but
Then there's the final boss, which I actually don't like that much.
No, I think that was my least favorite boss in the game, sadly.
I did like it because it was again a unique fight, and the pun
Right.
with the fight was kind of funny. Like it wasn't a pun in the title, but it's the heart of the Death Egg,
oh,
Right.
and like the boss has a heart design on it.
I see what they did there.
Right.
Yeah, that was a clever boss, and I like the way you fight it. But the last few hits are annoying, and you can't land them unless you use the combo attacks first. So you can't
Yeah.
get through the entire fight as supersonic.
Yeah, like I liked it, but then up until the shield thing is when it kind of bleh. But
Yeah,
yeah, out of all the bosses, I
little
would have to
weird
say
at that
that
point.
I'd have to agree with that it's my least favorite,
Yeah.
which is
All right. So
My biggest complaint wasn't really the structure of the boss fight, but so much that every time you hit him, you had to go through this like 10, 15-second little cutscene where
yeah,
Yeah,
that
everything
annoyed me.
swings and because it's like this is a Sonic game and it's supposed to be about speed, and here you are making me sit through this every time I hit the boss.
Honestly, that's my biggest issue with bosses. Well, one of the biggest issues I have. Like the bosses are creative, but they all have like all these cutscenes in them that are just annoying.
Yeah,
Like the cutscenes.
I felt like they took way too long.
Yeah, the cutscenes between levels are fine. The cutscenes
Right.
mid boss are not.
Mhm.
I do like how in like the first boss fight in the game, like you run, you get some rings, you see Eggman, it's just like, I'm back. Okay, bye. Just flies off.
Yeah.
That I would have laughed so much if right after that, Sonic and Tails beat the boss. It was just Eggman coming to
That
say
would've
hi.
been funny. and then it's like the boss zone boss 2 is the real boss. That would be funny.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, at the end of episode 2, you'll notice that he doesn't destroy the Death Egg, and it's still around Little Planet. So, I'm guessing if there's an episode 3, which if the game sells, we know there will be. I'm guessing like episode
Right, or Sonic 5.
Oh yeah, there might be a Sonic 5. I'm guessing like the plot will probably involve like Eggman going to Angel Island and using the Master Emerald to fix the Death Egg.
Mhm.
AKA the plot of Sonic 3 all over again.
Actually, I think everyone would be happy if they just redid Sonic 3 and Knuckles in HD. Maybe with the Sonic 4 engine.
Well, not with the Sonic 4 engine.
Maybe not.
I think that would make everyone
Well,
agree. But I wouldn't mind
you're
if
right.
Sonic
I didn't
3 and
even word it that way.
Knuckles. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, if there's an
I
episode
meant
3...
like appearance-wise is what I was getting at. But
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But anyways, if, like I'm saying, if there's an episode 3, we can probably guess that it'll have Sonic 3's plot again.
Oh, but
Just good.
what else can Sega do?
if they have the whole co-op thing with, assuming it's Knuckles, I'm wondering how they'll do that, because...
Well, if there's co-op again, it'll probably be like when you play normally, it'll be Sonic and Tails. Otherwise, it'll just be like you pick your character.
Oh.
3-player co-op next time, guys.
It'll be 4-player co-op. They'll just add in another Knuckles. It's new Super Mario Bros. The Wii all over again.
They could have, Amy Rose or something. As a 4th character.
That would make just as many people mad as it would have me.
Yeah. So, the last thing we should talk about is the special stages. I like them at first. I am a bit sick of the Sonic 2 special stages because they use them in every game ever now.
Well, let's see. Sonic Advance had something kind of like it, right?
Yeah.
If I remember right. I'm having trouble remembering Sonic Advance 2.
I think Sonic Advance 2 was like riding on the plane or something. Or was that Advance 3?
Okay, I'd have to look at it back up.
So I don't know.
I didn't play Advance.
So, I mean, like, they used it in Sonic. They use it in Sonic 2, they use it in Sonic Heroes, they use it in Sonic Generations.
The 3DS version, yeah.
They use it.
Which I think worked much better there than it did here.
But I loved the special stages in Generations just because they were really fun to play. The special stages
Yeah,
in this game,
you're right. And
in this game, they get way too hard in the end.
well, I don't even think that they're hard because of the way they're designed so much as the way that the physics work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's
But
like...
Because I don't feel like I understand how to play the special stages.
MG.
Well, I was just gonna say you're kind of like the whole place is like waxed or something, and you kind of slip around a little bit. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the best word choice, but yeah.
One thing I see is like kind of useless in the single player is like that power up in there that like it makes like a net between Sonic and Tails that collects rings. That's really useless in single player because Tails tries to stay close to Sonic no matter what.
Right.
In multiplayer, that can be useful because you can be like, "Hey, go left,
Well,
go away."
for solo, at least what I did for the 7th stage, which I hate. I want to go on record as saying I hate the 7th stage.
Everyone does.
We all do. If there's anybody that likes it, they are sadistic.
What I did was, if you boost and go to the right or left, you'll like get a big distance between tails. They'll still catch up eventually, but it leaves like a second gap to where you can just grab some rings.
Yeah. The one thing I hated in the special stages was the like rings where you were timed and you had to collect a certain amount to get a lot of rings. Because I could never seem to get those. And in Special Stage 7, you really need them in the end.
You have to get like at least 3 of them. It seems like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have to be a god in that one big area where you use the boost for the. Actually, no, that reminds me. The boost. You never need it at all in the special stages until number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like, oh hey, by the way, guys, I hope you remember you have a boost.
Yeah. I think MG and I used it more for getting that get all the rings in Act 1 trophy. just when we screwed up, we were like, oh, let's just boost through the rest of the level. Let's try again.
Actually, I've seen videos of like being able to do that without co-op, and it's like, oh my god, it's possible. I think it has to do with like manipulating how Tails will run, because like he'll carry some momentum when he goes, and then you can like turn around and get some other ones, and he'll like get the ones over there. It's like, this is too complex.
But still, if you have to manipulate Tails to get all the rings, you know that you're kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
God help whoever has to do it solo.
Special Stage 7 was brutal.
Yeah.
Everything before that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Those last 3 were kind of like a difficulty spike. That
I would say
just annoying. And
I would say 5 was actually pretty easy. 4 was tough, though.
Yeah, I did find 4 tougher than 5, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, overall, the special stages I liked at first. After 7, though, I never want to play them again.
I'm just glad I have all the trophies for him.
It's probably the weakest part of the game.
Okay, so...
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So, one thing I want to bring up, none of us have actually played Episode Metal, it seems.
Nope.
So we can't really talk too much about it, but from what I've heard, it's like some revamped acts from Episode 1, but with Episode 2's physics. And you know what I have to wonder about that? Why didn't they just let you like play the whole game that way afterward? Like, if they're gonna have lock on, they might as well just let you play all the levels, because that would like fix all of the
files for Episode Metal are like in Episode 2.
Well,
but I guess having Episode 1 triggers an unlock code, kind of like on disc DLC or something like that. But this is on DLC. So
what I don't get is why they don't just like put all of the levels like that, though, because that would fix like everyone's complaints about Episode 1.
Well, it's probably a file size thing.
That's true. Well, and
I don't think it's so much.
Episode 1 was designed with Episode 1's physics in mind.
Well, they could make minor changes. I mean, that's essentially what Episode Metal's levels are. It's just like, well, yeah, I don't think file size is much of an issue, because it's on PSN and Xbox. It's not on Wii. Like, they even
and that's the only one with the file size restriction.
Yeah, but, I just don't get it, because, like, they could make some slight changes instead of just having, like, a 12-minute long thing. Because Episode Metal, overall, if you know how to play it, is, like, 12 minutes long. Oh, hey, you paid $15 for Episode 1 on the same system? Here, have a 12-minute level thingy.
Why not? I will say that's better than nothing, but
yeah,
at the same time, it would have been nice to have more. I agree.
Well, it's not even just wanting more, it's just like, okay, everyone complained about Episode 1's physics. They have a thing that's kind of like lock-on. It's kind of like Knuckles and Sonic 2. So it makes you wonder, why wouldn't they just let you play all the levels and then fix everyone's main complaint about Episode 1?
Well, maybe they didn't think the physics for Episode 2 were too amazing, so they were kind of just testing the waters a little bit to see if this is a good physics engine to run with. But yeah, I agree that if you have Episode 1, it would be nice to play it with Episode 2's physics.
Also, I hate how people who bought the Wii version are totally screwed with Episode 2. It's not even that they don't get the game, that's already bad enough. They also don't get Episode Metal, even if they buy Episode 2 on another system.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm not getting it.
I did.
Because I'm not gonna go buy Episode 1 again when I can play it on Wii.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I had it on 360.
By the way, the Wii version of Episode 1 has much better music.
Oh, Sega.
Is it different?
It's the same songs, but it's like done in more of a Genesis sounding way.